Hey gang, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you tuning in to Backwoods Biker. Remember back in February whenever I posted the video on the Silverfire Scout, the bush stove for one person? Great gasifier stove, had a lot of positive reviews. A lot of you out there went out and bought it. One of the things that we kept on hearing though, that it was too small for two people. I reached out to Todd out at Silverfire, told him my concern. The next thing I know, this showed up. All right guys, this is the Dragon Pot mini kit for two from Silverfire that I told you about. The Silverfire Scout was a great stove. I've used it many times. Other people have used it, great reviews, and they even went out and bought it. You know, the one thing that people mention, and I understand this, is that it isn't enough for more than one person, but it isn't designed for that. It's a bush stove designed for one person. But Todd Albee out there at Silverfire came up with this system here to be able to put in your hands the ability to cook for more than one person out in the bush or in an emergency situation. So without too much, let me just show you what's inside of this kit. All right, first of all, when you open up the bale, the first thing you see on top is this inflatable solar lantern. I've used it one time when I was out in the prairie overnight, illuminated underneath my tarp, just great. It's daytime today, so there's no sense of me showing you this. But this is what we're really interested in anyway, is the Silverfire Mini Dragon Kit for two, all right? First of all, what you find in there is you've got a Silverfire gasification bush stove. We'll get that out in a bit. But down in here, you have got a large magnesium rod with a ferro rod, and shoot, I wish I knew what kind of wood this is, but it's great for tinder if you need to scrape it off. This all is very good. And then it comes with two sets of forks, stainless steel forks and spoons. All right, I use the spoons, I haven't used the forks, but they're not sporks. They're the real deal, and they are put together tank tough. Then the star of the show is the mini Dragon Pot, okay? And this just isn't a pot, but if you will look on the bottom of this, you can see that this is a double-walled system, much like the Silverfire Scout gasifier. Now, Todd hasn't told me this at all, but you know, the gasification is very important, that it has a second combustion. That's what makes it so efficient. But to me, this has a third stage as well, because this sits up on top of the stove, which you'll see, and then the heat goes through to the walls and comes out this way. It boils water very quickly for a stove or for a pot this size. These are built tank tough. All right, so let's just get this show on the road here real quick, and then I'll give you some details about this. This is the same exact stove that you would get with the Silverfire Scout Kit. All right, now, good news is, if you were one of those that went out and bought the Silverfire Scout, based upon what you've seen on Backwoods Biker, you've already got a stove. All you have to do is go out on the website and get the Dragon Pot Mini. You don't have to buy the stove. If you want to have a complete system, then you buy the kit for two, all right? But this is it. This is your stove, gasification stove. This is how the pot goes on top. And then there's your lid. That's the complete system. It's even got strain holes in it if you want to strain off some pasta or anything like that. Good deal. Now, it's made out of 303 stainless steel. It's heavy duty. You hear me use the term tank tough all the time. That's a military thing that I picked up years ago. It's tough. It's tough. It's not going to fail you. It doesn't have parts it's going to break. Only moving parts that it has is the bale here and this keeper system. That's it. And I've looked it over good. I don't think I'll ever have a problem with this. So, now the key to using this gasifier is that you use dry biofuel. It doesn't matter if it is wood, if it is forest debris, you can even use dung. I've used dung in this particular stove. The first time that I used it was out in the prairie. There was no trees anywhere, and I had to pick up dried dung to use it. It's fine. You're not going to eat it. You're cooking with it, and it cooks very clean. Consider the fact that most of it is just grass. You know, it's vegetation that has been processed through the animal, dropped out, dried out by the sun. It burns very, very well and very clean. You don't want to put green stuff in here. You'll get a lot of smoke, a lot of black. Okay, you don't want to do that. So how I do this is very, very simple. Is I put me a little bit, I've already processed this over here, and that's something I'll tell you too. Anytime that you're building a fire, especially in a survival situation or where you're wanting to cook quickly, is you should process your wood before you ever get started. And what I did was I went ahead and processed this down with a small camp hatchet. What I used right here was this is by Condor. This is called the Scout hatchet, which, by the way, if you've never used anything by Condor, they make some great cutting tools, especially their axes and their hatchets. Their knives are wonderful. Everybody knows about their knives, but not everybody knows about their hatchets and their axes. This is great for anybody that's on a motorcycle and you're wanting to carry a little bit heavier than a knife. This is the guy. And I processed all this down with this. And what I do is I just kind of put it off in here, like so. I'm trying not to talk too fast, but I don't want the video to be forever. Okay, and then what I do is I will add tinder to it, fire starter. This is the Backwoods Biker SFK1 Survival Fire Kit, okay? And what you have in here is, I always keep some char cloth just in case. It's got a striker, it's got a ferro rod, but the really important part of this kit is the fire cake. Now this one hasn't been cut at all, but I recommend if you're going to use these that you cut them in small sizes. Let me put this down here so I don't cut myself. You know, something like this. And what we put in these, the way we build these, this is built off of a formula that was taught to me by my dad a long time ago. There is a little difference the way that I do this compared to him. He happened to soak it in kerosene and different other things. But what you have is you've got cotton and you've got different waxes, and then of course you see the wood that's in here. It's a very volatile wood. And what I do is I just turn it upside down, kind of break it up a little bit if you can. I do like to break this up a little bit more than I have it right now. So I'm just going to kind of cut it there. And you don't need a big piece. This is actually overkill. To be honest with you, that's a real big piece. I might just go ahead and do this. And you can see how the cotton's on the inside of that wax as well. There's enough material in here to make about 20 fires. Then I'll take a small bird's nest, like so, and I'll just kind of wrap it up in there and put it right in the top. And what I carry with me, I could use a ferro rod, but what I carry with me is a cigar lighter. I don't use Bic lighters. I've got a video out there to tell you why I happen to use this particular style of lighter, but the main reason is that you get directional flame that shoots down upside down, just like that right there. It's going, and then once that starts going like that, you want to make sure you put your 5-prong burner on here and let it do its magic. Because if you try to put that burner on once it gets roaring, you're going to be in a world of hurt. And you can see it's burning well. It's getting down in there. So now you can plainly see the gasification that's happening, the second combustion. I'm going to add some water to my pot. I'm gonna add probably, I tell you what, we're gonna keep this real simple. And I tell you, this water, there's ice in it. So it's ice cold. I'm gonna wash out my cup a little bit here. All right, so I'm gonna pour a whole cup in here. There it is. I'm gonna set that right on top. There's ice cubes floating in there as well. We'll put the lid on him, and we're gonna let him work. So everything is moving fine. I will want to tell you about this. The Silverfire Scout, you can load that with biofuel and get it to heat up faster. With this Dragon Pot Mini, it's not necessary to use so much fuel. Every now and then I'll add a little bit here and a little bit there, but it takes about half the amount because of the design of the Dragon Pot Mini itself. You don't need as much fuel in here. To do that just kind of defeats your purpose. But just let it do its thing. Now, who would be a candidate for this? Well, of course, anyone that's going out anywhere with more than one person, or if you want extra capacity, if you're going out in the bush. It's great for motorcyclists because of the simple fact it's compact. It is bigger than the Silverfire Scout, but this is for more than one person. As a matter of fact, I am confident that I could feed probably a meal. It'd be meager, but probably at least 4, maybe up to 6 people if you're using soup. It's a great option. Let's look at that fire and see what it's doing now. Look at that, see that? That's that gasification at work. Now what you don't want to do is keep doing that over and over, obviously. So motorcyclists, it fits in your backpack. It'll fit in your saddlebag very, very easily. Hunters, fishermen, just outdoorsmen in general. We just recently, here in the last couple of years, about 3 years ago I think it was, we had an F4 tornado come through Washington, Illinois that wiped out many, many homes. They wiped out the entire community almost. And there were people without electricity, they were without water for extended periods of time. They ended up in shelters, living with family. Something like this would be perfect to have in your basement if you want to prepare for a disaster. And I think every household should be prepared at least for 72 hours in case something happens. You could boil water with this. You can obviously cook food with it. Soups, pastas, just about anything. I think you could also fry in this. I'm going to try that since I've brought it up a couple times. I'm going to try frying something in here. Let's see what it's doing. Well, it's starting to move. Got bubbles forming down there, and it's been about a minute and a half. So I'm going to go ahead and shut off these cameras and let it come back so you can see this thing in action, and we're going to have ourselves a cup of coffee. I hear some action going on inside of here. It looks like it's rolling. Oh, looky there. The time on this has been 3 minutes and 37 seconds. 1 cup of water. Might be a little bit more than a cup, but I'd say it's about 16 ounces. And it's good to go. Very, very hot. Pretty cool. That's a Silverfire Mini Dragon Pot Kit for 2 right there. And in less than 4 minutes, you got boiling water. You're eating a meal. You're purifying your water. You're going to have a hot beverage, which I'm getting ready to enjoy right now. Just take that. Okay, so there you had it. You saw how efficient that was, how easy it is to use. I'm going to show you how easy it is to break down. Now, I always take something along with me to be able to clean up my gear. You know, that's one of the reasons I carry this. This is a Scotch-Brite pad that I cut so it would fit down in the bottom of my cup. I don't like to put anything away dirty or funky unless I'm running for something. Okay, so we'll just put the pot off to the side. And what you do with your stove is just pick it up, collapse it down. This goes right over the top. This goes in like this, sits upside down. And then that fits in your stuff sack, like so. Halfway home. Then you take your pot, and while I'm talking about using the pot, I don't think you can get a better two-person cook system than what I just showed you. I really don't. Is this perfect? It's close, but there's one thing that I want to make mention of. Whenever you're pouring, the bail does not snap shut. If somehow Todd could take this piece of stainless and make a little wing set out of it to where it would snap in and hold it, I think that would be a great addition. Not that it would keep me from buying this. I would still buy it this way, but I just think that'd be an extra feature that you might want to consider. So to put this away, I always put the ferrocerium rod in first, striker and all that. Then the stainless steel tools down in the bottom of that. And then the stove goes in like so. Then the lid goes like that. Your light is included, goes like that. And then it just snaps shut like that. Price on this right now on their website is $174. Is it pricey? I don't think so, because of the fact that this is a lifetime kit. And it's not only for you, but it could be for you, your family. They do have bigger ones also than this. It's perfect though, you know, to put in your basement, use it in your backpack, use it on your motorcycle, anywhere out in the bush. You will not be sorry that you did so. I'd like to encourage you to go out onto their website, which is www.silverfire.us. Every product that we have seen has been top-notch, very quality, top-shelf stuff. Give Todd a call, ask him the questions that you have to. Thanks a lot for watching the video. If you like it, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Check out our website at backwoodsbiker.com. We appreciate your support and your kindness. Until next time, you ride free, you live free, and as always, you be safe.